Hello, everyone. So I invite you to scan this QR code if you want to ask your questions during the presentation. So I used to work for a fashion brand, and I was managing their e-commerce on another platform that I won't name. And I was struggling a lot to manage their catalog using variants and sticking to the budget I was given. And looking back, I wish that they were on Odoo. I am Claire, an e-commerce business analyst expert here at Odoo. And today we'll be exploring the concept of product variants in Odoo and how they can help you manage your product catalog. So the goal of today's talk is for you to understand product variants and their advantages across various business contexts. We'll also delve into the different kinds of variants that exist within Odoo and how to configure and manage them thanks to different use cases and also their impact on your product catalog. So for those who don't know what variants are, they basically allow businesses to offer multiple options for a single product. So these variations can include size, color, material, and many more. Here's an example of a variant. So we have, in this case, two different colors for the same model of necklace. So here the attribute will be our color, and our two values will be pink and green. So variants have a lot of advantages, like it reduces the need to create separate products for each variations. So it simplifies basically your catalog management. It also gives customers the ability to choose from multiple options directly on one product page, which makes their shopping experience better, also filtering on the e-commerce easier. Variants also offer the possibility to use customizable products. And finally, it also gives businesses the chance to expand their product lines without overcomplicating their stock. So there really is no rule on how you decide to manage your product catalog using variants. So here in this case, we have created, in the first example, one product with two different values, so gold and silver. And this, in the second example, we created two separate products. And this way, it can be shown on your category page. So depending on your business needs and on what you want to show on the product page or on the category page, you can define your main products in different ways. So you can also decide how you want to display these values on your product. So here are all the display types that exist within Odoo. We have the color display type, the selection, pills, radio, and custom. But let's see together how this works with my new brand called Luma. So at Luma, we sell colorful necklaces in different colors with stones. And we also sell them in gold and silver so everyone can find what they like. All our competitors also offer an engraving service, so we decided to hop on board and we bought a brand new engraving machine for our engraved jewelry. And also we have a new product that we just launched for beautiful occasions, which are engagement rings. So we like to give our customers the possibility to choose from a lot of different options, like the shape of the diamonds, the size of the ring, and all the other little details for a more personalized outcome. So let's see together how we can configure all of this using our trusty variants. So here is my website, Luma. First, I'm gonna start with a simple product. So here are some earrings that we sell in silver and in gold. As you can see, we have different images for this beautiful product. As you know, gold costs a bit more than silver, so I would like to add on my gold variant here an extra price of 40 euros. So to do so, you need to go through the button at the top here to access the product in the backend. And here on your attribute, you can add a new line with your material, add your two values, and directly on the gold value, you can add an extra price of 40 euros. All right, so as you can see here at the top, we have this button, which we call it a smart button, to access the two variations that were created. So basically, when you add an attribute directly from the main product template here, it instantly creates the variations for you. So here in this case, we have two variants, for which we can manage the price. So here we can see that the gold attribute is now at 130 euros, while the silver one at 90. And we can manage the stock for these two variations and also the pictures. So that's what we're going to do now on the front end. So I can go back on my website, and now as you can see, I have the extra cost for the gold value, and when I click on it, my price is adapted. As you can see also, the pictures are different for both variants. And I'm going to show you now how to add an extra picture for my gold value here. So first what you need to do is select the variant for which you want to edit the picture, and then go into edit mode, click on the image, and here you can add some extra images. And this is the image I want to select. I can add it. And as you can see now, if I go on my silver attribute back, I don't see this image, and it only applies to my gold variant. All right. So for my second example, Mother's Day is approaching, and we are wondering what a great gift for our mom would be. And I think that a personalized necklace with your sister's name and yours on it would be a great option. But how can we configure this? Basically, we want to give our customers the ability to enter the name that they want to engrave on the product directly on the product page. So how can we do that? We can go back on our products, go into our Attribute and Variants tab, and here we can add a new line for the engraving and add our value. So I will access my attribute directly, and here what you need to do basically is tick this free text box here. So you will see now in the front end how it looks like. I can enter some text directly on the product. So this is what I will do now, and I will put my sister's name and mine on it and add it to my cart. In my cart, I can find this value back, and I will pay to see what Luma now sees in the backend. My order is processing. Okay, so here is my order. As you can see, Luma has the information also, so they know exactly what they need to engrave on the necklace. So let's continue with a new product. So we also sell rings in silver and gold with stones on them. So the stones have different colors, and the ring also has different sizes. So we're going to configure this product together. Let's go on our product. So what you need to do here is basically go back to our Attribute and Variants tab and add all the values for which in which this product is available. And I also added here the stone size, which is 1 carat for this product, because I want it to appear on my product page. We only have one issue here. This product doesn't exist in silver and in ruby, and in silver and emerald. But on the website, I don't want people to be able to buy these variations because they just don't exist. So what can we do to restrict this? What we can do is basically exclude the values for which this product doesn't exist. And to do that, we can go into the Configure button of my silver variant here, and choose for my half moon ring the values in which it doesn't exist, so ruby and emerald. So what we're saying here is that this ring exists only in silver and pearl, and not in these two values. As you can see now, I don't know if you noticed before, but the number of variations were at 48, and now it decreased to 32, meaning that we deleted the variants that don't exist. If we go on the front end, as you can see now, I just cannot purchase this product in these two values. As you can see, this combination just doesn't exist. So this is correct. Also, at the bottom of the page here, thanks to our variants and the values that we added on the product, we can find the specifications for this product in all the possibilities that we have. And as you can see, they are structured into different categories. So we have the stones and then the band. How did I do that? Well, to do that, you first need to activate in your website settings the product comparison tool option. And then you will have on your attributes the ability to add an e-commerce category for your attributes, and then basically organize them the way you want into the different categories so they appear a bit more nicely on your product page. So here I created band and stones, and I added this on all my attributes. So the last thing I need to configure and to figure out for this product is the price. Because as I told you in my first example, gold costs a bit more than silver, but also my stones. So ruby and emerald cost a bit more. And I don't want to have the extra price appearing on my product page. I don't want the plus next to the price. What I want is the total price to be automatically updated with the correct value. So to do so, what you can do is access the smart button at the top here and use the price lists. So price lists are useful when you don't really follow a specific rule like +10, +15, +20, but you rely more on cost, or you use a formula to determine your prices, or you just simply want to set the price of your variants from there. So what you can do here is add line by line for each combination the price of your variant. So I'm going to do the example for the sizes 46, because if I had to do it for all the different options, it would take a while. But luckily, you can manage your price list via imports. But just for the purpose of the example here and to show you how it looks like on the website, I'm just going to do for sizes 46. So my product in size in ruby and gold costs 70 euros. In in pearl and gold, it costs 60. In emerald and gold, if I can find it here, it costs also 70. And finally, for my silver value, which doesn't exist again, if you remember, we excluded the emerald and ruby, it only exists in pearl. So here it costs 50. So let's check how it looks like on my website. But first, I want to show you how variants can help you also filter nicely on your e-commerce. Let's go back on our category page and try to find my new product using the variants, not the variants, but the values that are automatically computed here in a nice way, thanks to the values that we set on the product. So what I want to find is a red ring. So I'm going to use here my categories, ring, and then filter on the color here, red. And here is my product that I just configured. So let's check if the pricing that we did worked. Let's go in gold, okay, in pearl, so it's 60. And then in my ruby and emerald, the price has also changed. So the configurations that we just did just worked, so that's nice. All right, so that was a lot, and I still have 2 more use cases I want to show you, and they both rely on the way that we are creating our attributes and variants. So here, in all the examples I just showed you, the variants were created instantly. So it means that as soon as I added the values on the product, the variants got created. But there's 2 other ways to create your variants, and I'm going to show you 2 use cases in which this applies. The first one will be here. I'm going to take my product back. My ring here that I sell in silver and gold. And I make them myself in my workshop. So I can adapt the size of the ring with my machine. And I just basically don't need to track the inventory of all the possibilities and all the variations of silver size 48, gold size 48, and so on. I just need to track the stock of silver and gold. So what can I do to configure this? I can use an attribute. Here, I added them already, and say that for my size, I don't need to create some variations, and I can just set here the variance creation mode in never. meaning that for my product here, I only get 2 variants, and I can manage the stock of these 2 variations only, and not the 14 that I would usually have if I configured my attribute size as instantly created. So let's do an example here and add this product to my cart and see what happens. So I'm going to add it and pay. And go on my order and update. Okay, there we go. So as you can see, the size here still appears, and that's useful because I want to know what size my customer wants. And I also know that it is in silver, and the quantity is only going to deduct from the stock for the silver value. So my last use case is about the famous engagement rings that I told you about. Here they are. As you can see, there are so many options there. It would just be so hard to track the stock for each possible combination. So what can I do here to have such a beautiful page and to know exactly what people want to purchase, but still don't create the variants in advance? What you can do here is go back on your products, attributes and variants, add all the values that you want to display on your product. And basically here, as you can see, we have only 2 variants because I already did some tests before. But what you can do is go on one of the attributes and define it as dynamically created. So what does that mean? It means that when a customer purchases this product, specifically this variant, it will create it dynamically at this moment, but not beforehand. So this means that for stock, you can just put the stock for the whole product generally, and you don't need to track the stock for each specific variation that would have been created instantly if we would have created the attributes this way. So this is really practical if you have highly customizable products and you still want to have a beautiful page like this. So to recap what we just saw, Odoo offers 4 main types of variant creation modes. The first one was the instantly. So this one creates all the possible variations, which is ideal for businesses who have a manageable number of variations, and like retailers, for example. And this is where your stock for each variation can be tracked. Then we have the custom value that I showed you. So this allows for personalization, and the customer can basically enter the value that he wants to enter directly on the product page. Then we have the never created variants. So this means that you can track the inventory of based only on a certain attribute and not on all the possibilities, which can be tricky in the point of sale, so you know. But it can also simplify your catalog and stock management. And finally, the last one that we saw together with the engagement rings is for the customizable, highly customizable product that you may do and make on demand, where you don't need to track all the possible variants that would exist. So in my example, we would have had 550 values. This is just not what we wanted to track. We just need to know what the customer wants, because we make them on order. So as you can see, Odoo offers many ways of managing your product catalog, and using variants can be a great tool to do so. So from this talk, I hope that you now learned how to define which type of variants you need, so the instantly, dynamically, or never created ones. You should also know now how to use the variants to filter on your e-commerce and to use this as product specifications for your products. You should also now be able to use the customizable product that we have, so this feature, for your products that can be customizable, but this can be used in many other use cases, so I only showed you one example, but of course it would be hard to show them all. You should also now be able to manage the price of your variants and understand the impact they have on your stock management. So thank you for your attention, and if you want to discuss this further, you can come to our e-commerce booth after this session.
Thank you very much, Claire. Again, we have a few questions from the audience here. First one being, what if a variant has different colors, like multicolor? and you want to add a filter for both colors.
Okay, so it's good because I have an example for that. Here I have a necklace that has multiple colors, as you can see. And here at the bottom, we can see that it exists in ruby and emerald. So what you can do to set this up is go in the product and attributes. Basically, you can add 2 lines with the same attributes. This way, you can filter on both values, but it won't create variations, basically.
Speaking of variation and variance here, how many variants can we add on a product? Is there a limit?
Actually, there is a limit, but you can bypass it. If you want to know how, come to our booth. I won't show it now. But yes, you can add up to 1,000 variations per batch. So it means that you can add 1,000 variations 1 time, then 2 times, 3 times, and so on. So in total, you can create as many as you want. But when you try to import these values and the variations, you will have a restriction to 1,000. But if you do it step by step and add them one after the other, then you can have as many as you want. Just make sure that in terms of performance, it doesn't affect your product.
You showed us a few jewelries with different colors and materials here. Someone is asking how we can optimize our product catalog with our, if all the products are unique. So they're giving an example with the gold jewelry. Is it better to use variants with a product that has 6 properties, or to customize it?
I mean, as I said, it really depends on what you want to show on your product page. So at the moment, we don't have the ability to show all the possible variants directly on the category page here. So if you want to have all your products displayed, I would suggest splitting them into 2 different main products, and then use the variants to mention some specifications. So if you want to mention the material, you can just add 1 value. It won't create the variation, but you will still have the information nicely displayed. Maybe I have an example here. As you can see, this product here, I only have it in 1 variation. You don't have the options there, but you still see the specifications. So you can see the stone color is emerald and the band is in gold. So that's one way of doing it.
Someone is asking if we can configure variants depending on another one.
I don't know what that means, so maybe you can come to the booth for this question.
Someone is asking also on how they can display only attributes values, such as the brand, for example, associated with the e-commerce category on a listing filters.
Can you repeat?
So if I take it by words, explanation. How can I display only attribute values, brand, associated with e-commerce categories in a listing filters?
I mean, you can just use maybe the categories. I think it's sufficient. You don't really need to have both, or you just use the variants, and this way you can just filter this way. I'm not sure I understood the question. So again, if you want more explanation on this, come to the booth.
The audience is asking if we can make variants invisible when it's out of stock.
No, but you can make them not filterable if that's something that you're interested in. On your attribute here, you can just limit the visibility for filtering. Otherwise, I wouldn't recommend modifying on the product page, like on the template here, and deleting some variants or like some values, because it would mess up a bit your product management. But no, then you cannot hide when they're out of stock.
And the last question here, can I create product types with dedicated predefined set of variants? So to assign each product to a type and get automatically the set of linked variants?
It's not the case, but it's a good feedback. So I will make sure to write it down and talk about it to the PO.
Well, thank you very much, Claire.
Thank you very much,
everyone.
Much.